we've got a studio full of really smart kids. I'm Father Reed, and this is the Catholic TV Challenge. That's right.
Universe of truth. Catholic faith. Hope.
Okay, Father Reed. Okay, boys and girls.
Life eternal love. In the way.
Welcome, everyone, to the game show where the kids are actually the teachers. And we have some great contestants. They're all smiling. Mr. Nelson, who are our first contestants?
All right, we're going to start the show off with a great group of contestants, Father Reed. Our first contestant for this round is Brenna Griffin. Brenna is on a skating team. One of her favorite subjects in school is science. She also loves doing art projects and singing in the choir. Interesting fact, she has an aunt who lives in Africa. And our second contestant is Joshua Frabal. Josh's favorite subjects in school are math and science. Two things he enjoys doing is rock climbing and making comics, and one of his favorite books is Wings of Fire. And our third contestant is Zoe Sweeney. Zoe's favorite sports are soccer, basketball, swimming. In school, her favorite subjects are religion and math, and she also takes trumpet lessons. And her favorite movie, Big Hero 6. And those are our three contestants for this round of WOW, the Catholic TV Challenge.
See what I mean? They're all smiling. Our first contestants are just happy-go-lucky, and I hope you are lucky because we got some challenging questions for you today. I have a funny feeling. I don't know what today's What About is. We're going to find that out. But first of all, Brenna, Joshua, Zoe, thank you so much for stepping up and being so cheery about all this. Can I just go over the rules? You want to keep your hands by your side, please, all right? And I get to ask the questions. That's my little job they give me around here. But your job is actually far more important, and that is to answer the questions, preferably correctly, if you can. So listen to the whole question. Joshua, Brenna, Zoe, if you think you know the answer, when I'm done, hit the red button in front of you. If you get it right, great. If you don't get it right, no big deal, because we'll just move on. How's that sound?
Good.
Right. Okay. So now we need something to talk about. Around these parts, we call it the Wudabout. It's like what about this? What about that? It's the thing that is the theme of the show. And I can't think of a better person than my old friend Ryan to tell us what today's What About is. Hey Ryan, what's today's What About anyway?
Father Reed, today's What About is the Corporal Works of Mercy.
The Corporal Works of Mercy! Ryan, you're the best. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. The Corporal Works of Mercy is the theme of today's show. It's the What About. We have three excellent contestants. You guys are ready, right?
Yeah.
How about the studio audience? Are you ready? Well then, we're going to set the watch, and I have the first question for you. What, by the way, is the first Corporal Work of Mercy? One more time. Well,
Feed the hungry.
that's correct! And it's first because, you know, if you don't have enough food, if you're starving, and I don't mean just hungry, I mean if you're starving, I mean you really can't do much of anything. So that's the first Corporal Work of Mercy. Speaking of hunger, where do hungry people live? Zoe.
Everywhere.
Everywhere is right. Sometimes we think that people are having struggles and are hungry only in faraway, distant places, but it could be right around the corner. You never know. Because life can be challenging, it can be difficult for people. All right, we're talking about today's What About is the Corporal Works of Mercy. Thanks to our friend Ryan, who let us in on that secret. But what does the word corporal mean anyway?
Of the body.
That's correct. Corporis, the Latin, meaning of the body. Of the body. Corporal. All right. You know, it's all about mercy, because they're works of mercy. What does it mean to have mercy?
To show compassion.
That's correct. To show compassion. The very word compassion means to feel deeply with another person. Compassion. Compassion. Okay. Here's one for you. In St. Matthew's Gospel, Jesus says, whenever you help a person who is in need, who are you helping? Brenna.
Jesus himself.
That's correct. Wow. My gosh, you're fast on that button. Joshua, Zoe, Brenna, you guys are great. Here's one for you. What's another word for charity? Joshua.
Love?
That's correct. From the Latin caritas. Now, we're always talking about, loving our neighbor. Who's our neighbor? Zoe.
Anyone who comes into your life.
That's correct. So, like, in a sense, you guys are my neighbors, because you come into my life today as our first set of contestants. And our Wudabout, of course, is the Corporal Works of Mercy. Now, are these works of mercy directed just to strangers? Just to strangers, Zoe?
No, your neighbor can be a family member or friend.
That's correct. Yeah, we need to show mercy, especially sometimes to the people who are very close to us. Our family members, our friends. Now, my gosh, we're out of time. This has been such a great round. I have to offer my heartfelt congratulations to my friend Brenna for winning the round. But it was close, and you guys were great. Thank you so much for being great contestants. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. There's more while to come.
You have just seen our first group of contestants, and here's your first round winner. Coming up, our next three contestants will vie for the second spot in the final challenge when WOW! The Catholic TV Challenge continues.
You stayed with us because we have three more very fine contestants for you to meet. Mr. Nelson, who are they?
Another great group of contestants to introduce to you, Father Reed. Our first contestant for this round is Patrick Chagru. Patrick's favorite subjects in school is reading. He also enjoys playing video games and being with his friends, and he also loves spending time with his pet bird, Pretty Boy. And our second contestant is Ashley Boucher. Ashley's favorite subjects in school are math and religion. She also takes karate lessons. Her favorite movie is Camp Goofy, and one of her hobbies is playing Splatoon. And our third contestant is Ryan Keneally. Ryan loves sports. He plays lacrosse, hockey, baseball, and football. In school, his favorite subject is math, and one of his favorite books is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And those are our three contestants for this round of WOW! The Catholic TV Challenge.
Hey, Ryan, Ashley, Patrick, thanks so much for being our next set of contestants. It's great to see you guys. You look not the slightest bit nervous about this.
I'm very nervous.
You look very... you are?
Yep.
Ryan, you don't look it. You're hiding it well. And Patrick, how's it going over there, buddy?
Good.
Good. And then the rose between the two thorns.
Again.
Ashley,
Again.
you look marvelous. You look marvelous.
Really excited.
Yeah, so am I. So let me go over the rules, okay? Before we get too excited, we want to keep our hands by our side. And I get to ask the questions. That's why I get paid the big bucks around here. Hands by your side. Listen to the whole question. If you think you know the answer, hit the red button in front of you. If you get it right, great. If not, oh, no big deal. We'll just move on. How's that sound? All right. So, we know what today's Wudabout is. It is the Corporal Works of Mercy. That's what we're talking about. And studio audience, you're ready, right?
Yeah!
Patrick, Ashley, Ryan, you all set for this?
Yep.
Don't forget to keep your hands by your side. Listen to the whole question. I'm going to set the WOW watch. And here comes the first one. Hands by your side. What's a food pantry? Ryan.
A place where food is obtained.
That's correct. Exactly. And that's very helpful to people who are on a limited budget, you know, and they have a family. It can really help out, especially during tough times. Okay, hands by your side. Listen to the whole question. How important is water to the human body? Ashley.
It's essential for life.
That's correct. Absolutely. Because our body is made up of a lot of water. I forget the percentage now. But when you start running out of water, you start running out of life. Because it's essential to life. Correct? Right. Here's one for you. Speaking about the Corporal Works of Mercy, hands by your side. Now listen to the whole question. What's the second one? Ashley.
Give drink to the thirsty.
That's correct. Because, as you said, water is essential to life. Okay, we're speaking about all of this idea of water being essential. What's the condition that leaves an area very dry? Ryan.
Drought.
That's correct, a drought. And a severe drought can really cause tremendous issues for people living in that particular area. All the more need to show the Corporal Works of Mercy, which is our Wudabout. And what's the third work of mercy? Ryan?
Third, welcome the stranger.
That's correct. You know, like when you guys all came into the studio, we welcomed you.
Yeah.
And now you're not strangers anymore. We're all neighbors and friends, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one for you, Patrick, Ashley, Ryan. How should you act toward a new kid at school? Patrick.
Welcome them and make them feel comfortable.
Correct. That's right. I hope you always do that, and that's not just at school. It can be at work or in any situation. When we see that someone feels uncomfortable, hey, reach out to them, because that's a corporal work of mercy. All right. When someone comes from another country, what do we call that?
Immigrant.
That's correct. And this country, the United States, has been always very conscious of being welcoming of the immigrant. Now, here's one for you. What's the word for a person who is I didn't even ask the question yet. What's the word for a person who's a member of a certain country? Patrick.
Citizen.
A citizen is right. Like, I'm a citizen of the United States of America. I think most of us are here. And we're also out of time. Now, we have a little tie. So what we need to do here is, Ashley, I just got to bring your light down just for a second. Patrick and Ryan, I'm going to turn this over to that vindicator of virtue, that guardian of grace, that champion of the church, the curator of Catholicism. Yes, the very hero of holiness himself. Captain Wauser, Super Challenge Man. Do you have a question for these three?
Okay, Father Reed. Okay, boys and girls, here is a super challenge. What is it called when we care more about ourselves than anyone else?
Ryan.
Selfishness.
That's correct, and you win. Oh, it was a close one. Ryan, Ashley, Patrick, so great to have you up here. You were great sports. And we're going to take a quick break, but there's more woe to come, so y'all come back now here.
We have our second contestant for the final round, and we have 3 more contestants ready to play for the final spot in the final challenge. Stay with us as WOW, the Catholic TV Challenge, continues in just a moment.
TV Challenge. We took a little break, and while you were away, we found 3 more contestants. Mr. Nelson, could you introduce them to us, please?
More excellent contestants, Father Reed. Our first contestant for this round is Cecilia Turcotte. Cece's favorite subject in school is science. One of her favorite sports is swimming. She also enjoys dancing and cooking, and one of her favorite movies is Spy Kids. And our second contestant is Olivia Conroy. Olivia loves playing soccer. Her favorite subject in school is math. She takes trumpet lessons and loves playing Legos, and one of her favorite movies is The Wizard of Oz. And our third contestant is James Tucker. James's favorite subject in school is social studies. One of his favorite sports is hockey. He also likes snowboarding, and his favorite movie, Mighty Ducks 2. And those are our 3 contestants for this round of WOW, the Catholic TV Challenge.
Cece, Olivia, James, thanks for having the courage to step up and be our next set of contestants. It's great to be with you. You know, our What About today is nothing less than the Corporal Works of Mercy. That's what we've been talking about, and I'm really just want to just take a few moments just to chat with you about the rules, okay, if you don't mind. You want to keep your hands by your side. Very important. Listen to the whole question, because the button won't work until I'm done. So there's no point in even trying. And when I'm done with the question, if you think you know the answer, hit the red button in front of you. If you get it right, phantasmagorical. If not, no big deal, because look at plenty of questions. Plenty. Sound good? The rules good with you? Very good. And you got a good backup here. Wonderful studio audience. Just listen to them scream. They scream on command. That's what they're good for. Scream on command. And we have a fantastic television audience, too, who are watching out there in TV land. And I know they're waiting for me to set the watch, so let's do that. And here's the first question for the three of you. Listen to the whole thing. Talk about immigrants. Immigrants, what's one of the big challenges they face? James.
Language.
Language is right. I lived in a foreign country for 4 years. And I'm going to tell you, I learned a lesson. Language, it can be tough. I lived in Italy, and I had to learn the language just to get around. Okay, here's one for you. The fourth corporal work of mercy. What is it? Cece.
Clothe the naked.
That's it. And a lot of times, you know, people just don't have enough clothing, especially in an environment where the temperatures are pretty low. You know, you got to be dressed warmly, or it can affect your health, and it can even take your life. Okay, here's one for you. What do we call fancy, stylish clothes?
Fashion.
Fashion, yes. And we all like to be fashionable, but most important that everybody be clothed adequately. All right. Speaking about the Corporal Works of Mercy, is this Corporal Work of Mercy about fashion? Cece?
No, just basic clothing.
Just basic clothing, correct. So that's what's most important. Okay. Speaking about importance, why is it important to have appropriate clothing? James?
So you can keep out the... I forget it.
Ooh, just to protect you from the weather. No big deal, because look it. I got tons of questions here. What is proper clothing? What does it add to a person? Cece?
Dignity.
Dignity is right. It gives them dignity. Okay, we're talking about the Corporal Works of Mercy. That's our What About today. And I have to ask you, Cece, James, Olivia, what's the fifth Corporal Work of Mercy? James.
Visit sick.
Visit the sick is right. And why do we become sick anyway? Cece.
Because our bodies are fragile.
That's correct. We forget that sometimes, especially when you're young, like me, you know. You forget that you're fragile. You know, our bodies are fragile. So we have to be careful. And, well, here's one for you. Where are some of the places we visit the sick? Olivia.
A hospital, their home, or a nursing home.
That's correct. And I tell you, I visit the sick all the time. This has been a fantastic round. I gotta give you credit, because these are not easy questions, but I have to also congratulate Cece for winning the round today. We're going to bring you back to the final challenge. Olivia, James, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, too. Come back, though. There's more to come.
The group for the final challenge has been decided. We have our three contestants. Which one of these three will be today's Catholic TV Challenge winner? Find out in just a minute.
Welcome back. It's the final countdown. I mean, the final challenge. This is it. This is the best part of the show because what we've done is we've welcomed back the winners of the first 3 rounds. That would be Ryan, in the middle, Brenna, and Cece on the other side. And you guys, you know the rules, right? I don't need to go over those. Yeah. And the studio audience, are you ready? Yeah! I'm going to be deaf by the time this show is done. But apparently everybody's ready. I hope you're ready out there in TV land because we're going to set the Wow Watch and we're moving forward no matter what. Cece, Brenna, Ryan, what's the 6th Corporal Work of Mercy? Ryan.
6. Visit the prisoner.
That's correct. Visit the prisoner. Now, when it comes to people who are in prisons, what does it mean to rehabilitate? Right.
To change and become better.
That's correct. That's what we hope for, we pray for those who are in prison, that they'll be rehabilitated, they'll change and become better. My questions are too easy. I'm going to turn it over to that vindicator of virtue, that guardian of grace, champion of the church, the curator of Catholicism, the very hero of holiness himself, Captain Wowzer, Super Challenge Man. Do you have a question for my friends here?
Okay, Father Reed. Okay, boys and girls. Here is another super challenge. What can we do for someone who has hurt us?
Ryan.
Forgive them.
Correct. Exactly. And that's a work of mercy. God has forgiven us, so we show mercy to one another, even if someone has hurt us. Okay, speaking of the Corporal Works of Mercy, today's What About? Why are our bodies sacred? Susie?
Because they hold our souls during life.
That's correct. They're like a tabernacle of our souls. And let me ask you this. Why is it important to pray for those who have died? Ryan.
To show respect.
That's correct. And we want them to go to heaven. You know, that's the big thing. Okay, here's a question for you. Under the title of Corporal Works of Mercy, why do people visit cemeteries? Ryan?
To show respect and pray for the dead.
That's correct. Let's have that Captain Wowzer, that vindicator of virtue, that guardian of grace, ask one more question. Captain Wowzer?
Father Reed, boys and girls, here is another super challenge. What do we mean by dignity?
Ryan?
Worthy of great respect.
That's correct. Now, Cece, Ryan, Brenna, what's the day that we pray especially for the dead? Cece?
November 2nd, All Souls Day.
That's correct, All Souls Day. Let me ask Captain Wowzer for one more question. Captain?
All right, Father Reed. Okay, boys and girls, here is yet another super challenge. What do we call feeling very much alone?
Ryan?
Loneliness.
Loneliness is right. And it's not a nice feeling. Who would... Oh, we're out of time. This has been an exciting, very exciting round. Cece, Brenna, you're great. Ryan, congratulations, you're today's winner. Now, Mr. Nelson, do you have a prize for the television champion of the day?
I certainly do. The winner of WOW, the Catholic TV Challenge, receives a new Roku streaming player. Find your favorite on-demand movies and TV shows by gliding through screens, flying through channels, and finding what you want to watch instantly. Before you know it, you'll be off in streaming wonderland. Say goodbye to the couch huddle. Get all the photos, songs, and videos you keep on your phone instantly on your TV with a free Roku app for iOS and Android. And best of all, watch WOW and Catholic TV live and on demand with Roku.
Congratulations to Ryan, thanks to Brenna and Cece and all of our contestants. Thanks to them and thanks to you for joining us today here on the Catholic TV Challenge. I'm Father Reed. May God bless you always, and we'll see you next time on another edition of WOW, the Catholic TV Challenge.